Excuse me, sir. I was just passing by and I just had to stop. I'm completely famished after a long morning. Could I please get one hot dog? It smells amazing.
Well, you've come to the right place. One authentic hot dog right off the grill for you. That'll be 5 cents.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course. Here you are, miss. Enjoy and have a nice day.
Oh, it's just mushy and slimy. This looks kind of suspicious up close. And this smells funky too now. What did I just pay 5 cents for?
Let's set the scene here. The year is 1906 in the United States. At this point in time, we had no regulations around food and medicine manufacturing, sales, or advertising. Producers used all manner of questionable chemicals and additives to process goods quickly and cheaply, such as formaldehyde to extend shelf life, metal powders for food coloring, alcohol and opiates freely added to children's medicines, and they didn't have to disclose any of it. As a consumer, you were buying products completely blind with no clarity whatsoever towards the ingredients or safety of foods and tonics you were feeding your family. It was like taking your life in your hands during every trip to the market. I mean, can you even imagine just trying to buy a basic jug of maple syrup back then and having absolutely no way to know if it actually contained maple sap or some sort of toxic imitation filler? It was a wild, wild west out there in the 1800s and the early 1900s when it came to health. Protections and disclosures, perilous time to be a shopper.
Massive food packing operations in cities such as Chicago resembled something out of a horror novel. Rust encrusted machinery dripping oil and fat everywhere. There were also piles of stinking meat scraps left to fester, which were attracting swarms of roaches and rats, which exposed food prep areas to contamination. These greedy barons cut every corner imaginable using rotten meat, sawdust fillers, and much more. As long as profits kept soaring in, why spend money on quality control, food safety, or consumer health?
It'd be wrong to say that people were okay with this. There was months of public outrage, public expression of anger. People were fed up with their foods being misbranded and falsely advertised. I would be fed up too.
False advertisement quick cure-alls could be penalized under misbranding clauses. For the first time, full disclosure of ingredients and processing was required on packaging, so buyers can make informed choices. It fundamentally changed the landscape, forcing companies to make public health a priority over unchecked profits. A new era of transparency and accountability dawned for the food and drug industries.
Can you imagine being an American and not knowing what you're buying? Imagine buying a jug of maple syrup and not knowing whether it actually contains maple sap or just an imitation filler. It was a dangerous time. This is just the beginning of the list of dangerous shortcuts that companies took to increase their profit margins while also maintaining high consumer appeal.
After decades of unchecked industry monopolies, dominated by few powerful capitalists, Congress finally passed the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906, establishing real federal oversight and legal protections, where once there were none. This legislation truly heralded a new era of consumer rights, accountability, and public health in America.
The Pure Food and Drug Act was an incredible, revolutionary piece of legislation. Not only did it give the consumers of America some sort of protection, it also ended the laissez-faire practices of giant conglomerates.
It's impossible to overstate how monumental the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906 was for American consumers. Before, they had absolutely no power or legal recourse against giant corporate interests. Whether rancid meats, narcotics and children's medicines, or any other hazard, companies could freely sell it without disclosing ingredients or facing penalties. But after 1906, the land transformed to protect the public. Consumers finally had federal laws to take a stand against adulterated, misbranded goods that put lives in danger. Who knows how many countless illnesses and deaths were prevented thanks to these newly established safeguards. It enabled the public to fight back and demand accountability from reckless corporations in a way that they could never before. An enormous stride forward.
The Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906 not only stopped the influx of misbranded and falsely advertised items, it also gave us, as American consumers, a sense of protection.